Hey everyone, David Twyble here. When you're departing from an untowered airport, you can look at your ADS-B screen, you can transmit on frequency, and you can even listen very carefully, but you're not going to catch every bit of traffic. And that's why we need the full 360-degree pivot turn check. It's not often taught, but it's a vital safety tool. So why might you want to do a full 360-degree traffic check? Well, you can look at ADS-B, but not everyone is equipped with ADS-B. You could have antique airplanes, gliders, even modern-day airplanes that simply aren't equipped. And they can't fly in controlled airspace, but that's not stopping them from flying in uncontrolled airspace. We could also have airplanes that don't have a radio, or they're not comfortable talking on the radio, or they are on the incorrect frequency. I've experienced this from other airplanes many times. Airplanes that are on the wrong CTAF frequency or on a Unicom frequency instead of CTAF if they're separate, or someone who's still on center frequency. All these possibilities happen on a daily basis, and so we cannot expect that a quiet radio equals an empty traffic pattern. And so the last and most important check we can do is a visual check. And so if you pull up to the runway, in most airplanes you're going to have restricted views, and you might be able to clear a bit of final or a bit of the pattern depending on which way the traffic pattern works and which way you're oriented, but you're probably not going to be able to see the whole thing. So you can't be sure that there isn't someone there who's maybe flying a downwind to land the opposite direction that you're about to take off, or just in the pattern and is going to come up behind you. So we need to do a full 360-degree traffic check. And the way I like to do that is find an open area, whether that's a run-up area or an intersection or just a wide portion of the taxiway, and do a slow power pivot turn to check the area entirely for traffic. We want to look upwind, crosswind, downwind, base, and final for both directions. Even on a windy day, people will land downwind even on a windy day, so we have to check the whole traffic pattern. And this is easier said than done sometimes. In a tailwheel airplane that I like to fly often, it's fairly easy. You just have to make sure that your tail is clear and you won't hit any lights or anything. A nosewheel airplane, it's a little bit more difficult, but with practice it's possible. And there are certainly places where this is not possible, where the taxiway is just simply too narrow to do this. But if at all possible, we should make sure that we're fully visually clearing the traffic pattern before we take off. It's a very simple little task. It doesn't take long, but it has big safety dividends. So I highly recommend you take up this habit. And until next time, fly safe.